AFTV, we've got Dom here, Chelsea fan. We're looking forward to the final, which is going to be there at Wembley. It's weird, isn't it? That we won't be in there.
It's a shame, isn't it? Come on. It'd be great to have 90,000 Arsenal and Chelsea supporters in there, but it's one of those, we've got to be careful. So hopefully we'll be able to see fans back in the stadium next season.
Yeah, now listen, it's going to be a good game, a tight game. We were doing a debate about it. How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling confident. Don't quote me on that.
You're quoted already.
No. Look,
why?
I think it's been a decent season for Frank Lampard's Chelsea. We've finished inside top four without our best player Eden Hazard. I think we'll all agree on that. Transfer ban. He implemented youth. Fine. We had a few old hands, and I think actually he's been able to really introduce his way of playing football, and he's done very well. However, that is over 38 games in the league. An FA Cup final against this Arsenal side who, as we've seen in the semi-final, can be very dangerous. And so actually I think he needs to take an air of caution, but I think actually it's very much winnable, but as long as we do the things that we're good at right and we defend like we need to, and especially against your attack.
What's your style of play? Because obviously playing in the semi-final against City, we know what to expect. We know they're going to have more of the ball. We know they're going to be attacking us. What's Chelsea's style going to be?
I think for Chelsea it's going to be that central pivot. Whether Jorginho or whether Kante starts is going to be really important, and actually the distribution out to the wings. If Pulisic starts, I think that's going to be very important in terms of hitting Arsenal, because actually if you come at Arsenal and their defence with pace, which I think Pulisic really can introduce into the game, they're going to struggle to...
Hold on, that's what City did. You know what I mean? Mahrez on one wing, Sterling's, people like that. They approached it in that way, and they didn't get no joy.
True, but I think Arsenal have a lot more of the ball than they did against City, and that's just the way that Frank Lampard sets up his men. So you won't be expecting to absorb all of that City pressure. But like Arsenal, every time City attacked, it looked like City were going to score. I think you'll agree with that. And they were celebrating every time you defended.
No. I thought early in the game, yes, they had a couple, but after that, City didn't really have any chances. No. They had one chance where it was like a deflected chance. The keeper made a good save. I didn't see Arsenal weren't under siege in that game. City just had a lot of possession, so that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
We do have to start to combat that if we are concentrated, that is.
That's it. You were able to sit back and actually absorb that pressure and use it to your advantage. It allowed you to get the upper hand in the game because you were able to use City's pressure and you were able to turn that into a defensive performance, which I think actually was performance of the season for Arsenal. I think Chelsea need to come here and actually look that they're not going to get as much possession of the ball as City did here, and actually use that to our advantage, because if not, Arsenal can really badly hurt us, especially with Aubameyang, Lacazette going forwards. They can hit us hard, and our defence, as we've seen this season, fine going forwards, will score goals. I'm sure Chelsea will score at least 1 or 2 goals this season on Saturday. However, it really will be going back, can our defence cope with that? That's where we're going to struggle, because
your weakness.
100%. You know what? I would happily have the attack we've got. Maybe one addition. It's the defence. We can sign Werner, we can sign Havertz, we can sign all of these players going up front. But if we've got the same defence, we'll still finish 4th, 5th, 6th. Because we've
sound like an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's the same problem with us.
We've conceded so many goals, so I can imagine this final on Saturday is going to be high scoring, because both defences, unless they're on top form, as you were against the at the semi-final, will be leaky.
Right, key players, right? So, player that I should be scared of as an Arsenal fan who plays for Chelsea, and player that you're scared of from Arsenal.
I think the player that I'm scared of from Arsenal, and this will be a bit controversial, David Luiz.
Why?
Now the reason being, he had a shocker against us when we played at the Bridge in February. You've got the penalty, red card. Fine, you had a good game afterwards. You were able to deal with our pressure constantly and hit us on the break. It was almost a repeat in that second half of your performance here against City. So that's what you do very well. But David Luiz, he will be, I don't want to say out to get us, but he'll be
motivated.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's the type of player who would pop up in the pocket of space and just blast one into the top corner. It would just be, it'd be sod's law that happens. So I think David Luiz is the one that Chelsea really need to deal with, just because he will be out to get Chelsea on Saturday. Player that you guys need to be worried about, I think Christian Pulisic. Now I'm not going to jinx it, but I think at times, especially since the restart of the season, there have been Eden Hazard Hazard-esque
He
moments.
plays very similar in style, don't he?
Moments. I wouldn't say he's got the full package that Hazard had, but there are moments that actually you say, is he number 22 or is it number 10 from last season?
I thought you might have said it, same. If it was me, I'd be actually going for Giroud. Right, just like you're going with Luis.
Yeah,
I mean,
he'd probably be number 2. Giroud, he's a big game player. He scored against Spurs, and actually he's a player that he's not necessarily always a proven goal scorer, but he's just a pain to play against.
we know all about him.
He holds the ball up well, he's strong, and his distribution is fantastic. And actually he'll be able to bring the players into the game a lot more, because if he's up front by himself, if a long ball's played up, he holds it up, waits for Pulisic or Willian or Mount to come up with him, and then gives it off. Whereas other players may actually just try and do some bit of skill with it and actually go through and goal and lose the possession. Giroud's very good. So yeah, I think the two players that Arsenal need to be wary about are Christian Pulisic and Olivier Giroud. But I think that actually that on both sides there are players who could do both teams some damage.
Definitely. Prediction.
Look, I'm going to follow what I said earlier. I think it's it could go the distance to penalties, but I think it'll be an extra time, and I think Chelsea will win 2-1.
2-1, all right. That's Dom's prediction. I'm going 2-1 Arsenal, by the way. We will find out on Saturday. Robbie here from AFTV. We just got to say a big thank you to everybody who follows us across our various channels. Over 1 million followers on YouTube. Don't forget, you can now also catch us on Reddit. We're on Reddit, so get involved with us on Reddit and also on TikTok. Keep it AFTV, baby, right here.